Hey guys, welcome. This is Christian here from Hard IQ. I'm excited to have as a guest Lara Kolesar. Lara is the founder of Art of Ecstatic Touch, and she's going to be doing an event for women at New Eden in September called. And what is it that you do? Where have you come from?
Yes. Well, I have been a body worker and an embodiment facilitator for over 30 years.
Hmm.
I started really with, this guiding people into their alignment in their bodies. So I would get people who had pain, chronic pain issues, low back stuff, all sorts of like bodily issues. And as I worked with them, I found that the greatest success that people were able to achieve was through connecting to their bodily vocabulary in their bodies, which is their sense of touch.
Hmm.
And so as I was working with people, and so I was definitely in the healing and wellness world I had my own studio where I trained teachers in Pilates with my
Hmm.
own modality. And so that led me to develop the Art of Ecstatic Touch, which helps people connect to the aliveness that's in their body in grounded ways. And so the retreat that I'm offering, which is focused for women, is it's focused for women because women's bodies have a specific biology to it, a specific wiring in their nervous systems that when we can focus primarily for them, it can give them a sense of groundedness and a connection to their specificness of their womb space and get more comfortable with that creative power that they have and connect it to their heart space, connect it to their intuition and knowing so that they can partner with their desire to magnetize, to be connected to their sensuality and their sensual intelligence. That it's
Hmm.
all, that it all can have a sense of a gift that they can receive, but also that a gift that they can give out to the world.
So would you say that what you do with women is liberating
Yes.
their energy, their life force, or their innate intelligence, their intuition, all of those combined?
Liberating, and as well as here's the thing, the life force itself is this wild, raw, force.
Right.
And the body becomes a resource and how to like partner with it, right? It's like our attention and awareness in this body, it's like riding this wild force. And it can buck us off. And what we'll do is we'll use tension and contraction to try and control, or we cut off from this wild aliveness, and then we use other resources. We do
Yeah.
a little separation, go into the logical mind.
Yeah. And what is
Right?
the impact on women's bodies when they start to lock down and separate from their life force or manage it, for example, like you just shared?
Yeah, they start to get overwhelmed because the life force gets backed up in them.
Hmm.
And as that life force gets backed up, it can express itself as anxiety. There's can be a
Hmm.
sense of anxiety, or it can go the other direction where women will use disassociation and cutoff, and they feel like they don't feel connected to anything in life. They feel depressed.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
feel uninspired,
Hmm.
and they get scared of that because they start to really feel their aloneness as meaning that they are disconnected from everything.
How does touch, and what is it that you specifically do with touch that helps women then re-partner or come back into healthy alignment with this energy that is
Yes.
native to them?
Well, so for one thing, the first off is it's introducing the safety in touch. And
Mm.
so that can be very different for each woman because their nervous systems has come into contact with so many different past traumatic things that
Mm.
causes them to contract around it. So first is finding where is the openness, because there is a doorway to openness to touch. And touch is inside of us the way our nervous systems can receive, right? So it's all about receptivity so that I can allow something to touch me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And when we work with our sense of touch in just very even that isn't connected to social interaction, which is just basic, like how we're wired for touch through, let's say, I'm going to try and discern like the texture of this blanket.
Mm.
Right. And when I just go into the simplicity of discerning, the simplicity of texture and weight and malleability, my nervous system will adjust into openness because it
Mm-hmm.
has to open to receive the information. And in that way,
Mm.
I can then, it helps me come into syncing up with the goodness of my sense of touch, as opposed to the possible overwhelming aspects of it.
As a man, listening to what you're saying, like what comes alive for me in the moment is like there's nothing more attractive or something that lights me up is to see and experience um, women who are in touch with their aliveness.
Mm.
Right, there's something there that is, and I'm not saying that women would do it to become attractive to men. It's not, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that what I find like lights me up is when women are super self-connected, sovereign and connected to their life force and allow that to be.
Well, maybe what I would say it's like when I'm in touch with this aliveness and I'm turned on by this aliveness that's in me. It's like I'm in love with this aliveness. It's like,
Mm.
and the word love is like it is the feeling texture of love. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm,
so when I'm in love with that, it's like it magnetizes, right? I radiate that.
mm-hmm,
So it is magnetizing. And so if I
mm-hmm,
am a woman that can be, I might want to magnetize a partner, but I could also be in a different phase of life. Let's say if I'm in a later phase of life, because even right now, I myself have gone through menopause. And so there's a softening in my biological need for magnetizing. So
mm-hmm,
there's a different kind of magnetizing now that feels more connected to a sense of giving back, giving my gifts, my
mm-hmm,
purpose. And in that sense, it's a different kind of magnetizing that I'm wanting to do. It's not just specific to like needing to magnetize a man, but being
mm-hmm,
magnetic even to women or to children, to sharing myself. And so, yes, the specificity of like right now, that's something that moves you is this relationship to being magnetic to women, and that's connected to where you are hormonally and biologically is what drives us so much. Yet
mm-hmm,
also, I think that if we use the heart IQ, uh, that whole uh, dynamic, that laws of relational dynamics about how what you see in me is also what you are attracted to in yourself, right? So I'm speaking about the specificity of being a woman, yet we as human beings all hold feminine, masculine,
mm-hmm,
right? So you have your own relationship to your aliveness
mm-hmm,
that is about a kind of a feminine nature, but then there's you as a man that holds the container of it, and how you share that in the world, how that expresses in the world can have a different quality of how you're going to partner with that aliveness. And so I this is another aspect to my work is I love working with men to support their nervous systems in like discovering the specifics of how that wants to come through you as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, this retreat is specific to working with women because it's, well, I have to say it's just easier right now because it's easier for me as a woman to create safety for women,
Yes,
right?
yes,
And
yes.
then right now in this world, we're needing to find safe containers to explore our sensuality. And I say I think we're on a leading edge of defining what it means to be a woman because we're unwinding so much conditioning around that I really think that moment to moment, there's a whole new edge about like what gender is, right? I mean, it's becoming more and more fluid. So me being in a feminine body
Mm.
is, and so that's part of what I'm inviting women into. Is like, I believe that each woman out there they're directly connected to the the knowing and aliveness that's connected to the cosmos, right?
Mm.
And that energy then focuses into my body, and then it becomes specific how I'm going to express that.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that I know what each woman needs to express in the world, but I do know that I can help them open up to the guiding intelligence that will guide them to the specifics of how
Mm.
they can express their art. And that art might be as a healing coach, it might be as a parent, it might
Mm-hmm.
be as an artist. But I think that we're
Mm.
world of such possibilities.
Wow. So what I'm getting, if I were to try and summarize it, it's like you're helping women partner with their own aliveness because many women are divorced from their aliveness, which results in tension, contraction, anxiety, depression, all these other things that are happening, maybe losing touch with their own magnetism that could impact their relationships. It could be around purpose or children even. And so basically, as you help them partner with their aliveness, their
Yes.
life force, you are also activating the guiding intelligence that comes through the life force
Yes.
that could then be supporting them in unique ways. Not that you determine the way, because every woman would have their own way to create art in the world, whether it's through their purpose, relationship, children, or whatever that might be.
Yeah.
So as you're kind of like bringing that partnership back online,
Yes.
it's the woman, each woman will have their own way of feeling the benefit of that, and it's going to be unique to each and every single one.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's a lot of talk in the kind of tantric communities around de-armoring, like
Yeah.
using touch to kind of release contractions and trauma and tension. Is this similar? Is this, or is, how would you differentiate what you're doing with something like de-armoring?
Well, yeah, I would say it's very related, but I think again, I don't like to put a label on it because even just the word armor is may
Mm.
not be how I experience it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way it might be a shield, or I don't know, it might be a little bit different. So I will connect to how the textures of resistance, it can be a sense of contraction, but it can also be sense of a holding.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can be a sense of like there's something really important here that I'm protecting and guarding.
Mm.
Or it could be a way of how I'm trying to hold out the world. So it's much more intelligent than it being just something I need to get rid of.
Got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I really hear you, and I like that refinement of not giving it a label, because the word armor can really create, well, even that word can sometimes create more armor.
Yeah.
And like I said, the focus is on, the tension, the resistance, and all of that.
As
Fascinating.
well as it feels like as if right away I think of, oh, well, especially as a woman, if I'm going to be seen as having armor on me, I'm going to feel not very feminine. And it's going to make me feel like that's something I need to I got to get rid of.
Hmm. So you're saying the way you partner with your life force, with your aliveness, is not through getting rid of anything. What is
No,
it then? Is it to like blend with it? Is it to meet it? Is it to kind of know it? Is it to is it a cathartic kind of like emotional release that comes with it, or is it like a very gentle? Is it depends on the moment and what's happening? Like I'm just curious, like what is the partnership process when you're saying I help women partner with their aliveness so that when they come into full alignment with their intelligence of all these different parts, um, what what is the process of partnering?
yes. Yeah. So first is like anchoring to like what aliveness is. So you even said like, how do you know what aliveness is? Well, that's specific to the way my awareness is perceiving aliveness.
Mm-hmm.
And so that needs to be like explored and defined so that someone can have a sense of an anchoring to their goodness before they go into their guarding or protection or resistance. Because we can associate ourselves with that resistance if we just go straight towards it. Yeah. But if we connect ourselves to a baseline of our aliveness that then comes into contact with resistance, the resistance is it's something that we can start to reclaim, because it takes aliveness to create resistance. We
Mm-hmm.
think it's separate, but it really isn't. It's something that we manifest, but it takes energy to hold, right? It takes
Mm-hmm.
aliveness to hold. It's just a specific concentration of aliveness,
Yeah, totally.
right? And so
Mm-hmm.
then instead of thinking like, I got to get rid of this, and as you say, a lot is like what we resist persists, right? What
Mm-hmm.
we try is like, I want to get rid of you. It also has personality. It has, if I say I want to get rid of you, it's like I'm trying to get rid of myself. This is inside
Mm-hmm.
me. I'm the one who's holding.
Mm-hmm.
So to get under the radar of it is to let it know. It's like I want to know you. It's like we have to find ways of becoming intimate and coaxing it, and especially as women, being able to seduce our own resistance so
Mm.
that it can reveal to us what it might need. Right?
Wow.
It needs
I
some.
really love that. I really love that. Seduce our own resistance.
Yes.
That's nice. Mm, that's cool.
The one other thing I wanted to come back to around this feminine masculine thing is like what I also help women to do is identify how that their bodies can be the container for their aliveness, right? So we talk about polarity in feminine masculine dynamics and how the masculine can be the container for the live, wild, feminine life force,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that can happen in a relationship. But within ourselves, I it's it feels important to me to call upon my own inner container, my own, let's say, masculine,
Mm-hmm.
that can hold the aliveness that I can become
Mm,
present to, because
mm,
otherwise I can activate my own overwhelm and
mm,
not be able uh to be in relationship to the aliveness and
mm,
potentially feel um at the mercy of it
mm-hmm.
or not in choice around it.
Yeah, very, very clear. No, I resonate deeply with that. The integration of both those masculine and feminine components that are critical for this. Yeah, beautiful. Would you like to, as we just wind down this short kind of conversation about your ecstatic touch method, is there something that you want to just share a little bit about what you're going to be doing specifically at this event, and any maybe a few details around who is it for, how many women are we talking about? Yeah, just whatever you feel you would like to. They can obviously reach out to you if they want to learn more, but is there anything that you'd like to say about the event coming up in September?
Yes. Let's see. I think, well, for one thing, so this is happening at New Eden, and New Eden's it's a special place because it has held so much. Um, it holds the field of awakening, right? So already, it's a very special environment for women to come to, so that they can be held.
Mm.
And it's going to be a small group. So there's the part of the house where it's going to be intimate, no more than 20 women,
Hmm.
right? So
Hmm.
this way we can, each woman really can get what they are, what they came for
Mm.
on a specific level.
Hmm.
So the invitation is for women who are, yeah, from blossoming womanhood to that wise woman crone who is ready to give her ripeness. And so there, that within that we can support each other in our stories, in
Mm.
our what we've been through. So there's just that simplicity of the social interactions
Mm.
of what we've been through as human beings.
And what are the dates specifically?
It's in September, the 1st through the 3rd.
Nice.
And yeah, I think what I'll do is I can put a link
Hmm.
in the comments
Yeah,
so people can find out more.
sounds good.
Yeah, and I'm just really grateful to be able to come back to. I know people who are doing hard IQ are committed and devoted, and I think it's not easy. It's not easy taking this journey, and to open up to support of nervous systems like ours, like someone like you who's been supporting people for so long and being able to like come into awakening. Uh, yeah,